Jack Gleason toes the first base side of the rubber and begins to warm up as the Chatham A's get set to host the Wareham Gatemen. Joe Henry here with Adam Hipsky just moments before first pitch. It is absolutely beautiful here in Chatham, MA. Partly cloudy, blue skies, the sunset to set in just about an hour. We've got a forest out to left field and then these rolling hills going from center field all the way to far right field, and plenty of families coming out and camping, setting their beach chairs, their picnic blankets, kids playing. A perfect, symbolic, synonymous setting for Cape League baseball.
Woo. How about that, Joe? Symbolic, synonymous, you're all over it. Should be a fun one tonight, and what a setting here in Chatham. And Wareham here for the first time. Heard the stories, seen the pictures, but every bit as beautiful as what we pictured it to be, and excited to be here with you, and let's get after it. 9 innings. Hopefully we get all 9 in tonight.
Hopefully all 9 in. Chatham, of course, has a history of fog outs, one of the many little niche things about the Cape League that make it so special. Different ballparks have different things that can end games early on a moment's notice. Veterans Field built in the early 1920s specifically for the Chatham Anglers, which I think is so cool because almost every other team on the Cape is using a high school field, and they're very nice fields, very nice for a Cape League setting. People can come, get their own chairs out, their blankets, and catch a game. But Chatham's field, built specifically for Cape League ball, and you can feel it. Bright green grass on the infield, dirt on the infield, bright blue walls, American flag banners ordaining the walls in the outfield. I mean, it just screams Cape League ball. RJ Hamilton getting set to dig in from the right-handed batter's box. Will lead things off today for the Gatemen, who are in their road maroons with blue block lettering spelling Wareham across the chest and gray pants. Jack Gleason in Chatham's home whites with a blue cap sets from the first base side of the rubber and departs his first pitch of the day. The second half of the season in 2026 underway. A fastball high to RJ Hamilton. 1 ball, no strikes on the righty from Duke. Hamilton has emerged as the guy at the top of the lineup. He has been absolutely dynamic for this team. The 1-0 popped third base side. Should be an easy play for the third baseman Barrett. He's able to make the catch just a foot into the infield glass, and there's 1 away here in the first.
And just a reminder, with so many right-handed hitters in this Wareham lineup, it's pretty much just fastball, slider, curveball. Fastball and the slider combined to be about 85% of Gleason's pitches. So if you're Wareham hitters, you can really start to focus in. Easier said than done. Gleason now 6 1/3 this summer without allowing a run.
Levi Clark will dig into the back stripe of the right-handed batter's box and wave and miss at an off-speed pitch, strike 1. Gleason making his second start of the season. His first came against Wareham just over a week ago, June 28th. He went 3 innings scoreless, allowed just 1 hit. That was to Nate Nowitzki. Struck out 3. This is a guy that with Mississippi State this year struck out 42 in 26 innings. As second pitch, Clark drills one to the gap in right center field. That's going to drop down, get all the way to the wall. Clark motoring towards second. He's in with a stand-up double with 1 out in the top of the first.
And Levi Clark has been an extra base hit machine for the Gatemen so far this summer. Came to the Cape a little bit late, but that's now his 6th extra base hit and his 5th double of the summer. He's now had a hit in 6 consecutive games. It's been a really, really nice stretch here that Levi Clark has gone on.
Clark now leading the team in at-bats, hits, and, of course, doubles. That was his 5th double of the season so far. So a runner in scoring position early for Tony Lira. So imperative the Gatemen are able to get on the board in the first inning, something they've done so little of until this past week in the season. Lira digs in, takes a fastball low, skips off the plate and into the catcher's mitt. As we look at the defensive alignment for the Anglers today, that's Orlin Hovatter doing the catching for Gleason. Junior Luwaki playing first base. Ty Peoples at second. Rob Risperly at shortstop. Dre Barrett at third. As Gleason sets for the 1-0 to Lira. Clark leading off second. Lira fouls it back over the Wareham dugout on the first base side.
In the middle of the infield for Chatham today, relatively inexperienced at their positions. Ty Peoples is a newcomer for the Anglers, but Rob Rispoli has been here all summer, making just his 2nd start at shortstop. It's usually been Cooper Neville at that spot for Chatham.
Bino Waters, Jamie Palmise, and Caden Dosa in right field as Lyra swings and a miss. It's 1-2. Lyra drove in Wareham's first 2 runs yesterday against YD with a double in the 4th. And hoping to just find his groove. Has struggled a bit here on the Cape so far, but plenty to like as he takes a fastball high. It's 2-2.
Tony Lyra had a big hit yesterday, drove in a run. It was his first RBI in multiple weeks. Has another chance here in a 2-strike count, though.
2-2 the count with Clark leading off a second. Gleason fires and an ugly swing and miss from Lyra on some off-speed low. There's 2 down in the top of the first.
Yeah, just never looked comfortable. Gleason goes below the zone, gets him on the slider. Lyra goes fishing, and there's now 2 down.
So it brings up Jason Wax, the cleanup man, and one of just 2 lefties in the order to face off against the righty Gleason. Hopefully can have some more success. Wax has been excellent in terms of his plate discipline the past week. So 2 down at the top of the first. There was a double into right center by Levi Clark and nothing else. First pitch swinging from Wax, hard ground ball to first base, but Junior Milwaukee is right on it. He will take it to the bag himself to end the top half of the first frame. Through half an inning, it's Wareham 0, Chatham coming up just after this on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street-legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
76 with partly cloudy skies and the sun beginning to set over the trees in left field as Peyton Lee, a righty Razorback, gets ready for his second start, rather his third, of the Cape League season.
6'5", 205-pound right-hander, like you just said, Joe, out of Arkansas. 4-pitch mix, slider, fastball, sinker, and a changeup. Sinker and changeup only about 20%. Slider and fastball, 40% apiece. He loves the off-speed, and he gets a ton of swing and miss stuff. Look for him to dial that up early and often against a Chatham lineup.
We'll have to face off against one of the best 1-2-3s in the Cape League this season. Rob Rispoli digs in batting right to start off, then Bino Waters and Junior Milwaukee. Lee comes set, winds up, and fires a fastball high. His first pitch of the day misses. It's 1-0 to Rispoli.
We've seen with Wareham, it's been a ton of movement from relief to a starter role, starter to relievers.
As Lee fires and misses just outside, 2-0.
But Peyton Lee is a perfect example of a guy that's excelled within this transition. After being moved to a starter, 9 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. He's been very good as a starter.
Certainly has, as misses wildly outside. Will trickle all the way to the backstop. 3-0, not an auspicious start for Lee.
That's opposed to 3 innings and 7 runs as a reliever in his first 2 appearances of the summer.
He has struggled with the walk, 13 of them in 12 innings. His 3-0 misses low, and it's a leadoff base on balls for Rob Rispoli.
Rispoli does walk a ton. That's his 15th of the summer. But Peyton Lee, last time out, just 2 walks in 5 innings. Already half of that through 1 batter of the day.
Rispoli now moves into sole possession of second place in the Cape League in total walks and has by far the best walk-to-strikeout ratio in the entire league. So he leads off of first. He's got 5 stolen bases and 8 tries. The lefty Waters will check in, the top-ranked transfer in America this summer. Lee sets and deals his first strike of the day right down the heart of the plate.
If you're talking about MLB prospects here on the Cape, Bino Waters is every bit of that. Not draft eligible yet, but once he is, you'll hear his name called early on draft day.
It's projected first-round pick. Lee peers over to first and fires back. Rispoli will have to dive in head first. He's safe. Waters, a rising redshirt junior from Notre Dame, now committed to LSU, who hit .362 with the Fighting Irish this year. Taps the 1-0 pitch through the 4-3 hole and into right field. Turning second and going for third is Rispoli. He'll slide in safely, and there's runners on the corners with nobody out.
That's just an excellent piece of hitting for Bino Waters. With Levi Clark holding on, Rispoli at first, you have that hole between first baseman and the second baseman, and he got it just past the outstretched glove of a diving Levi Clark at first. Into right field, Chatham threatening early in the first.
Couple of ducks on the pond with nobody out in the bottom of the first, still scoreless here at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. Junior Milwaukee will check in to the right-hand batter's box, playing in just his second game this summer. His debut yesterday, hit third, played first as he's doing today. Went 1 for 4 with a couple of Ks as Lee fires and a foul ball tapped back to the screen by Milwaukee.
A little bit of trouble early on for Peyton Lee, a guy that didn't allow a run in his last start. He was excellent. 5 innings, just 1 hit, and 2 walks. Right now he's given up. He's matched his hit total and halved his walk total. He's got a battle.
Out ahead on Milwaukee, 0-1. As he sets at the waist and fires from the stretch. Milwaukee grounds it to third base, just fair. Lira will go to second for 1. Hamilton's thrower to first will take Clark off the bag. Would have been safe no matter what. So they cut down the middleman, runner still on the corner since the ball went right to Lira at the third base bag. Rispoli was not able to advance.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all, and obviously Hamilton tried to turn the double play. It wasn't going to be anywhere close. But Bino Waters is replaced by Junior Milwaukee at first. That's certainly a speed downgrade for Chatham, and you keep the runners on the corners and give yourself a chance to get out of this inning.
So Ty Peoples will come up. He struggled this summer, but just had his best game of the season so far. 2 for 3 with a walk yesterday, and Chatham's 9-2 loss to Bourne. First pitch swinging again. Hits this one to second base. RJ quickly over to shortstop to Giorgio, back to Clark. Not in time. The run will score, and Chatham on the board first on a fielder's choice.
Hamilton did all he could. It was a quick turn, but the speed from Ty Peoples, they just didn't really stand a chance. It was a good 4.63. It was smooth, fluid, just a little bit of a too slow of a roller for Hamilton to spin the double play. Tough one for Peyton Lee. Still has 1 more out to get. Chatham strikes first.
The 4-pitch walk comes back to bite him. After that, 3 ground balls in a row, and one of them snuck through, the other 2 potential double play balls. So did all he could aside from that leadoff walk, but Chatham on the board first. 1-0 with Harlan Hovatter digging in and swinging and missing an off-speed offering from Lee.
There's a ton of pressure on Peyton Lee early in this inning. Leadoff walk, single, where Rispoli went corner to corner. Now you can settle down. Let's get out of this inning without any further damage.
Peoples, the lone base runner, he's on first. Lee deals, ball's floated out to left center field, fairly deep. Wax will trot over to his right and make the play fairly routinely. To end the first inning, Chatham strikes on a leadoff walk and a few ground balls. Some small ball to get the runner in. They'll lead 1-0 through 1 inning of play. Wareham bringing the middle of the order up after this.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Going to Clyde, Foster Apple, and Drew Rogers set to swing it at minimum as we head to the top of 2 from Chatham, Massachusetts. The Anglers lead at 1-0 over the Gatemen in the first game of the second half of the 2026 season.
Chatham strikes early. Wareham now with a chance to respond. And Cohen Nicolai, a guy that has struggled as of late. Big opportunity for him against the starter Jack Gleason, who continues to be very good for Dennis Cook and company.
Certainly does. Elite strikeout stuff for this guy. A K per 9 over 9, both collegiately and now in the Cape League. But a Gateman team that's begun to fare better with the swing and miss stuff. First batter, guy who has struggled with the swing and miss, Cohen Nicolai, takes a fastball inside. He leads 1-0 in the count.
And Nicolai likes fastballs. Gleason throws him about 60% of the time.
Off speed, rings in for a strike on the outer half to even up the count to Nicolai. We talk about the mental struggles that players have to go through on the Cape. All in all, it's a fantastic summer and experience for these guys, but especially now with the transfer portal, with the draft looming, so much uncertainty, you hope for Nicolai, now that he is transferred as he takes a pitch low to lead 2-1. He has officially committed to Oregon State from Arizona State. That maybe that's a weight off his shoulders and now can play a little more freely. There's so much pressure on these guys early in the years when they're trying to just prove themselves and trying to get recruited at their new schools. Pitch misses just outside, 3-1, Cohen leads. Nicolai hitting just 150 and mired in an 0 for 14 skid, but has certainly had his moments as a Gateman. The 3-1, swinging a high drive to left field. That's got a chance going back in left center towards the gap as the left fielder. He's able to make the play just shy of the track. Waters. Oh no, the ball dropped and Cohen Nicolai is into second base with a double. My apologies, it drops just in left center and ahead of the track, and Nicolai has a leadoff double.
Yeah, Bino Waters came over and was right there with Jamie Palmise in the left center field gap, and Waters got a glove on it and just kind of turned his body without much, I guess, urgency, and made it look like, from our view, that he had made the catch, but Nicolai didn't slow down at all, kept running, and Wareham, for the second straight inning, has a runner into scoring position.
And this time with nobody out, with Foster Apple at the plate. Digging back in and squaring, showing Bunny. He'll pop it up down the third base line, just foul for strike one. That could have been trouble. Dre Barrett came charging in. The third baseman wasn't able to make the play.
Wareham has not been great in bunting situations.
It's one of the things that has separated them from the Cape League's premier teams thus far this season. Just poor situational hitting, and that starts with runners in scoring position. They're a league worst 198 in those situations, and that's what they find themselves in here, with Nicolai leading off of second. Apple has not played his last 2 games, but starting in right field today. 0-1 the count. Gleason fires, ground ball, second base side. Making the play is Peoples will fire over to first and get the out as Nicolai advances 90 feet. So a productive out there from Apple.
Exactly, and first time around he squared to bunt, and it wasn't a pretty pitch that he got the wood on. That time Just punches it opposite side, gives Nikolai the chance to advance the easy 90 feet. Now Drew Rogers, only RBI of the season, was on a solo home run. Now a chance to maybe play the sacrifice game and even things up.
Rogers doing the DHing today. He's been a staple in the Gatemen order, and a big spot here with the infield in creeping onto the infield glass. Gleason sets and fires from the stretch, off-speed pitch, finds the inside corner of the zone, strike one. Rogers on the one hand has been very consistent, hitting .257, good slug, but on the other hand has struck out a lot. He has the highest strikeout percentage in the league of anyone with more than 40 plate appearances. The 0-1 misses just inside to even up the count. Cannot strike out here if you're Rogers. Any type of hard contact should bring in Nikolai. He doesn't have a lot of speed over at third. Righty on righty, Gleason stares and now fires a strike, bottom rail to lead 1-2.
And now Rogers has to protect. He's done a good job at fouling off two-strike pitches. It's just getting it to the point where you can straighten one out. And right now behind the count 1-2, Gleason can't imagine he'll give him anything close.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on off-speed, low and in the dirt. Rogers will strike out, and there's two down with Nikolai still at third.
And you said it, Joe, that's the one thing that you can't do. You can't strike out in that position. Even if you ground it to the right side, you make the defense react. Even if Nikolai doesn't score, you just don't want to strike out in that position, and that's where situationally Wareham has struggled, and those continue here today.
Brings up a lefty, and Henry DeGiorgio trying to make up for an 0-for-4 day yesterday with a couple strikeouts. Big spot here. First pitch fastball misses just inside. DeGiorgio batting just .188 through his first 10 games with the Gatemen, joined about a quarter way through the season, has been the main starting shortstop for Wareham. Ahead in the count 1-0. Gleason fires. Ball's grounded opposite field. Diving play by Rispoli at short. He's not going to make a throw. The run will score. It's an RBI infield single for Henry DeGiorgio.
And that's where you need to capitalize. If you're Wareham, leadoff double, and then Foster Apple moves the runner over. Drew Rogers, obviously not the at-bat that he wanted, but DeGiorgio just pulls it to the left side of the infield, deep in the hole. Would have been a very tough play. Rispoli not the strongest arm in the infield. Wareham ties it right back up.
Third RBI of the campaign for DeGiorgio and keeps the line moving as Carter Groen takes a first pitch off-speed offering just outside for ball one. DeGiorgio 1-for-1 on stolen bases this year, certainly a threat. Comes from a Northeastern program that loves to run, and Gleason knows it. Will check back at first. Groen playing in just his third game of the summer. Joined the squad about 8 days ago and has been great so far. 3 for 7 with a double and an RBI. Figures to be a big piece for them in the second half of the season. Swings and misses. Count even at 1.
Groen's been really good through his first couple of appearances with Wareham. Batting ninth, chance to try and keep this inning alive for the Gatemen.
Taking off is DeGiorgio as Groen swings and pops it towards the right field line. Ranging over and able to make the play is Caden Dosa to retire the side, but not before a Cohen Nikolai double in left field and an RBI single from Henry DeGiorgio. Great, productive, small ball from the Wareham Gatemen to even things up at 1 through an inning and a half. We go to the bottom of 2 from Veterans Field on Cape League TV.
Chatham Anglers and of course.
Small ball from the Wareham Gatemen to even things up at 1 through an inning and a half. We go to the bottom of 2 from Veterans Field on Cape League TV.
Chatham Anglers and of course.
His two-strike pitch.
2-2 to Milwaukee. Comes home, fouled right back. Count will stay even at 2.
And it does go to the slider. Try to get him to chase. Milwaukee does a really good job. As powerful of a bat as the first baseman is, Also can fight off a two-strike pitch and protect.
Milwaukee, the redshirt sophomore, committed to Georgia. Lee, 2-2. Missed just outside. He's run it full for a fourth time this inning.
45 pitches, gone 1 2/3. Might be a much earlier start to the day for Mark Brissy than I think Wareham would have liked.
Not pretty. Brissy set to come in after Lee. The 3-2 fouled back. Milwaukee liked what he had, just got under it. Milwaukee missed the 2025 season with injury, playing at Oregon, and then was electric this past season with the Ducks. The 3-2. Bottom of the strike zone, rung him up. A strikeout looking for Milwaukee. Lee gets out of it after allowing 2, but it could have been worse as the top of the Chatham order able to cash in. Bino Waters with a 2 RBI single. The Anglers have scored in both frames so far, and they lead 3-1 through 2 innings here on Cape League TV. Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success. Top of the order, set to bat for the Gatemen as they face off against Chatham's Jack Gleason. The Anglers leading 3-1 after another difficult inning for starter Peyton Lee.
Yeah, but offensively, you sort of get to Gleason in the last inning. First run that he's allowed this summer. The leadoff double from Cohen Nicolai was a hard hit ball. Obviously fumbled a little bit in the outfield, but still, chance to battle. Continue to respond.
R.J. Hamilton digs in and has to twirl away at a fastball inside. It's 1-0.
And yesterday, YD threw a couple of punches at Wareham, and they answered each of the first 2, but it was that third inning of YD scoring that was the difference. Wareham a chance to go longer this time around.
1-0. Hamilton swings right under a fastball to even up the count. The rising senior out of Duke popped up to third to start the game for the Gatemen. A guy who could do it all at Duke takes strike 2. Not only could play all 3 positions in the outfield, both middle infield positions, and he's done that here, but also swung for power in addition to contact, not something we've fully seen in the summer so far, though he did hit his first home run against Bourne a week ago. The 1-2, swing and a miss at a off-speed pitch, low and inside. Hamilton down on strikes for the first time today.
Yeah, I think offensively, Ryan Smythe and Wareham have continued to search for that perfect leadoff guy. They've funneled a couple of guys into that position, Henry DeGiorgio, Jason Wax. Now R.J. Hamilton has been a productive guy since going towards the first 1-2 hitters in the lineup pretty much every day, but you can't strike out.
Here's Levi Clark, who doubled to start Wareham off in the first, and he's going to do the same here. A line drive single into left field, and Clark 2 for 2.
I really like what I'm seeing from Levi Clark. Just attacks the first pitch, Gleason left it a little bit too much over the plate than I think he would have liked. That was a middle fastball, and Clark was ready to go after striking out R.J. Hamilton. Left one too much in the heart, and Clark took advantage.
Clark, for a guy so willing to grind out long ABs, also always ready to pounce at the first pitch. Jason Wax, first pitch swinging towards left center field, having to go back is Paul Mees. A leaping grab over his head. My goodness, what a catch from Paul Mees. Having to retreat back to first is Clark. Robbery of extra bases and potentially an RBI.
Oh, man, that's so frustrating because Levi Clark was about a step away from second base, and he was ready to go. He was hightailing it around second. That was a spot where even with one out, a potential RBI extra base hit. But Paul Mees takes it away.
So a flyout that could have been extra bases from Tony Lira, and now Jason Wax, the lefty, takes strike one. 2 down in the third, Levi Clark on first. Wax grounded out to first to end the first inning, leaving Clark stranded. Hoping for a different result here. Gleason fires and misses low and away.
Wareham has tried its hand at playing small ball a little bit. Levi Clark on the base path, not a guy that's going to be a culprit there.
The 1-1. Gleason sets and fires a cue ball hit off the bat of Wax, charging in the second baseman and making a diving throw as Ty Peoples towards first base for out number 3. He had to evade the runner, Levi Clark, who was on his way to second, well within the batter's path, and had to charge that ball and quickly fire over. I mean, it was very lightly hit in the air off the bat.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Ty Peoples, Harlan Hovatter, and Jamie Palmies due up for the Chatham Anglers as they look to make it 3 for 3 on the day. They've scored runs in each of their first 2 frames and lead it 3-1 over the Wareham Gatemen. Peyton Lee, who has scuffled so far, struggled with the command, back on for a third inning of work.
And needs a much better response. You got past Rispoli and Bino Waters, who have been the kryptonite for Peyton Lee. Facing middle of the order, all 3 guys that you retired first time around, still in the second trip through the order.
So here's Peoples, who grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Takes an off-speed pitch on the outer corner for strike 1. Lee able to get ahead on a hitter here in the third, not something he's been able to do as often as he'd like so far today. Misses just outside to even the count at 1. On the Florida State commit, Ty Peoples, after playing in 2026 at Georgia. The rising sophomore will take for a third straight time. This one misses outside as well. 2-1.
Peyton Lee really struggling with command right now. Seen him dial up that fastball more than what he's been used to.
Peoples was a 20th round selection in the MLB draft last year and now takes a strike middle to even the count at 2. Decided to honor his commitment to Georgia. Played in 32 games, but mostly just as a pinch hitter. hit 5 for 17, but a guy who walks at a super high rate. The 2-2, swinging and grounding down the first base line. Great play by that first base coach from the Anglers. A little barehanded grab. Peoples just 3 for 17, but with 6 walks already, playing in his 6th game this summer. Still 2-2. Lee fires, swing and a miss from Peoples. He was out in front of it, and Lee will strike him out.
That's when Peyton Lee's at his best. When he feels comfortable and confident enough to go with his slider in 2 strike counts, that's when he is very good. But so far today, he hasn't trusted the slider. He hasn't really been able to throw it for a strike. And when you're going fastball, fastball, fastball in those 2 strike counts, it allows Chatham hitters to catch up to him and time it up.
Brings up the lefty Harlan Hovatter. Flew out to center field his first time up. Lee really hasn't allowed any hard contact so far. First pitch, and there's a good piece into right field, right onto the outfield grass for a 1-out single.
And pulls it.
Center fielder from the University of Kansas, number 40,
Excellently placed, R.J. Hamilton. Nothing he can do about that one. And another base runner. At least if you're looking for the silver lining, Peyton Lee, you allow the base runner in just 1 pitch as opposed to a couple of times last inning when Chatham hitters were working 8, 9 pitch counts.
So a runner on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Anglers hoping to expand on a 3-1 lead. Lee pitching from the stretch as he's done so often so far today. An off-speed pitch curls into the strike zone for strike 1 against Jamie Palmise, the newest Kansas Jayhawk. The rising senior made a couple of all-SoCon teams in his time with East Tennessee State. And now faces a 0-1 count. Lee deals a swing and a miss. For as wild as he's been today, he has gotten a whole lot of whiff. Already 4 Ks and now hopefully on the verge of a 5th. Hovatter leading off of first. He's got 2 steals on the year. The 0-2 to Palmise. Lee fires, ground ball, third base side, goes foul towards the home dugout. Palmise, one of a few guys on the Anglers side who debuted yesterday in the 9-2 loss to Bourne. Batted cleanup, went 1 for 4 as he swings and misses. Lee has set down 2 in the inning, up to 5 strikeouts now and starting to find his stuff again.
And Jamie Palmise is 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts that time. Peyton Lee touched on it earlier, likes the slider and a ton of 2 strikeouts that time, blows the fastball by him at 91 miles per hour, 2 gone.
2 down, 1 on for Cole Johnson, the DH. Batting just 147 on the year, but a single came around to score last inning. Lee's first offering lined right at R.J. Hamilton. That's an easy out, number 3, to retire the side. The Gatemen able to calm things down in the 3rd. Their first scoreless frame of the day against the Anglers. They trail 3-1 as we head to the 4th on Cape League TV.
We've got 8 great.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
At Veterans Field with Joe Henry, I'm Adam Hipsky. Jack Gleason back to the mound, continuing his second trip through the order. Facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Gatemen, it's a trio of righties. Cohen Nicolai, Foster Apple, and Drew Rogers the minimum in a 3-1 game, Anglers with the edge. Out of the windup, Gleason's first pitch of the inning is tapped foul, left side. A slow roller, and the count's 0-1.
Gatemen have seen him better this time than the last time they faced off against him. Already 4 hits, have gotten a hit in each inning. Nicolai, probably the hardest contact of all.
Yeah, line drive to left center field, ended up in and out of the mid of Bino Waters. The 0-1. High fly ball, right center field. Jamie Palmise goes back, he sprints up, looks up, it's gone! Cohen Nicolai, his 4th home run of the season. Wareham cuts the deficit in half. It's 3-2 Anglers in the top of the 4th. What a swing from Cohen Nicolai. The only Wareham Gatemen hitter with multiple home runs, and that now his 4th of the summer. So the Gatemen have produced 1 run in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and Nicolai now 2 extra base hits. He entered today, Joe, with a 4-game hitless streak, now 2 for 2. As Foster Apple digs in the right side, first pitch, he waves and misses at a fastball up in the zone.
Something about those rolling hills in center field make for a great batter's eye for Cohen Nicolai. He's been super aggressive, is swinging about just about everything, already has a double and now a home run. Ties the Cape League lead with his 4th.
Gleason's 0-1 is fouled right off the padding in front of the first base dugout. A couple of Gatemen flinched, but Apple's behind it 0-2. Chatham with a 3-2 lead in the top of the 4th. First time the Gatemen have made the trek out here to Veterans Field. Chatham came across the bridge twice. It's the 0-2 out of the windup. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wareham and Chatham split so far this summer. Played back on June 15th. The Gatemen picked up their first win of the season, 7-6. As the 1-2 comes to Apple. He fouls it straight back. And then nearly 2 weeks later on the 28th, Chatham blanked Wareham 2-0. Not the final time these two sides will meet this summer. Next one will come back on July 28th here at Veterans Field. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count, nobody out, nobody on. Gleason sets and delivers. Misses inside, well inside, so much where it rides in at the hip of Foster Apple, and the free pass awarded. First batter that Gleason's hit today.
Might have even caught him on the elbow pad. He's been trying to work that inside corner all day against fellow righties, and he's been effective when he's done so, but just too far in there. And now Chatham having a mound meeting. It's been overshadowed by Lee's struggles, but Gleason hasn't been terribly sharp either.
Anglers with a 3-2 lead in the top of the 4th with a runner on first and nobody out. Chatham brings its 2 middle infielders in with Ty Peoples and Rob Rispoli, along with the catcher Harlan Hovatter, to talk things over with Jack Gleason. It's Drew Rogers, the designated hitter from Georgia Tech. Right on right from the stretch. Skips in the dirt. Hovatter keeps it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes. Rogers struck out in the 2nd. Hasn't recorded a hit since July 1st, 8 days ago. Looking to pick one up here with Apple creeping off the bag at first. The 1-0. Breaking ball inside corner. locates the zone, a called strike.
He has very literally been hit and miss against right-handed pitching. OPS near 900, but a nearly 40% strikeout rate.
1-1. Gleason from the belt comes home. High fly ball, hooking towards foul ground. Deep right field. Dosa back, heels on the track, and he hauls it in. Rogers gave it a ride. Went opposite field. Dosa got a little uncomfortable with the blue fence right at his back. But nonetheless, the first out of the inning is recorded in the top of the fourth.
Some modest breezes today, left to right, blowing out more so than in. We've seen some fly balls maybe go a little bit further than we've expected off the bat.
Brings up Henry DeGiorgio. Swings at a first pitch fastball. Lofts it into shallow right field. This time Dosa trots in. A much easier and a much less pressure-packed catch. But back-to-back flyouts to the right fielder, and there's now 2 gone in the fourth.
It's tricky because DeGiorgio just had one of his best pieces of hitting this season. His first time up in the second to get the Gatemen on the board. But when you have a guy starting to waver with his command, hit a guy in the inning, gave up a homer, you want to see as many pitches as possible, especially because this Chatham bullpen really has struggled.
First pitch to Carter Groen is swung on. Chopper over to second. Peoples lobs it over to first. It's in time to retire the side. A leadoff home run from Cohen to Cly in the top of the fourth inning brings Wareham within 1. That's all the Gatemen get, though. 1 hit, 1 run. No errors in the field. 1 runner left on base. We head to the home half. 8-9-1 due up for Chatham when we return on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights. Be prepared and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
You can help give a player the summer of a lifetime.
Bottom of the fourth at Veterans Field. Chatham with a 3-2 lead on the visiting Gatemen. And Ryan Smythe makes his first call to the bullpen. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. And Joe Henry, he goes Razorback to Razorback. It's Mark Brissy out on the mound from Arkansas.
Certainly does. The rising sophomore made his last appearance on July 1st against Brewster. It was his first start of the season and probably his best outing, and now in likely a bulk relief role after the Gatemen used 6 arms yesterday. Peyton Lee struggled with his command, was able to get through 3, no more, gave up 3 runs, and now his teammate and Mark Brissy, in more ways than one, able to hopefully pick up the slack and give the Gatemen some much-needed length.
Brissy's day starts against the 8-9-1 hitters. Righty, righty, righty. And it starts with Dre Barrett, the third baseman out of Southern Miss. Brissy from the belt. He's ready to go. Out of the windup, he kicks and deals his first pitch. Cut on and missed. First pitch fastball, it's 0-1. So Peyton Lee gets his third start of the summer. Goes 3 innings, allows 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. It's the 0-1 on Barrett. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Brissy's first outing came out of the bullpen this summer, and it was against Chatham in that game that Wareham won June 15th, their first victory of the season, but it was probably his worst outing. But he certainly looked sharper since then.
1-1 misses low.
Went an inning and a third, 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks against the Anglers nearly a month ago now.
2-1 count to the leadoff, Barrett. Lofts it out of play.
And what's a little bit scary about this outing is that the Anglers have the luxury of having 7 southpaws in the lineup. And Brissy's certainly stronger against righties. They're hitting just 3 for 17 off of him. Lefties hitting 8 for 18.
All 3 righties due up in this inning. 2-2. Brissy kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Blows it past Dre Barrett, and there's one away in the bottom of the 4th. Good start to Mark Brissy's outing.
Certainly is. Not a guy that gets quite as many strikeouts as either of the 2 starters today, but he's got plenty of swing and miss stuff. Another guy who's from Arkansas, which I think is really cool, that some of these schools in the South who can get guys from anywhere in the country first look to their home state and get guys who grew up dreaming of playing for the Razorbacks. That's the case for not just Brissy, but Lee as well.
First pitch to Caden Dosa. Comebacker to Brissy. Jogs towards first. Underhand flips. And Clark calls it in for the second out of the inning. A really, really efficient start for Mark Brissy. 6 pitches, 2 outs.
It's exactly what the Gatemen need after Lee certainly labored to start things off. Nearly 60 pitches in 3 innings. And the Anglers, as we said, lead the league in walks, so they'll run counts very deep. But for Brissy, just pounding the zone, trusting his stuff. Anglers, nothing but soft contact, even when scoring runs against Lee today.
And now it's Rob Rispoli, a guy that drew 2 walks. As Dennis Cook asks our home plate umpire, Brian DiDomenico, for something. And then the 3 umpires conference on the third base side in between the mound, home plate. It's Tony Lear, the third baseman, now walking towards his pitcher. I'm not sure what Dennis Cook is looking for. It's 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th.
And they just reaffirmed the out call.
I think maybe as the comebacker might have tapped the plate looking for a potential foul ball if it pinballed off either Nikolai or home plate umpire Brian DiDomenico. Batter Dosa, but instead it's a 1-3 put out. First pitch to Rob Rispoli with 2 gone is a fastball taken for a strike. 96-mile-per-hour 4-seam fastball. 0-1. Rispoli hasn't recorded an at-bat today, just 2 walks. The 0-1. Bottom 3rd, another fastball. Another one that he looks at for strike 2.
Almost nothing but heaters from Brissy. He'll mix in the slider, the sinker, the changeup, and even sometimes the curveball, but sticking with number 1.
The 0-2, he kicks and deals. Outside. Went back to the fastball, tried to get Rispoli to wave and miss, and a 2-strike count. Rispoli with his back against the wall, but 16 walks and just half the strikeouts so far this summer. The 1-2. Checks a swing. The appeal down. Yes, he did. Mark Brissy's day starts with 2 strikeouts through 4 at Veterans Field. And it's Chatham 3, Wareham 2. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and nobody left on base. Good start to Mark Brissy, and it also is a good time to bring in the 3rd member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel. CeCe, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. A great day in Chatham, But the Gatemen so far, they are 2-4 in the last 6 games, but they've fallen short by only 2 runs or less, being so close to victory. I spoke to Gatemen hitting coach Casey DeMello, and he told me it's about getting it to the next guy, moving the line, and putting together quality at-bats. When you raise the pitch count, you get to the pen earlier, and then you just keep stacking good at-bats together, and good things happen. Amongst the players that have produced quality at-bats is senior infielder R.J. Hamilton out of Duke. His hot streak began on 4th of July with a home run on the road against Bourne. Since then, he's been 5-13 at bat, and as a base runner, has produced 4 runs and 3 stolen bases. What stands out about Hamilton to DeMello? His speed. He spoke of the offenses of flexibility when Hamilton's on base and how the difference between the first half of the season and the senior's performance recently has been confidence. It's nothing mechanical, but simply getting his confidence back. 2 at-bats so far against the Anglers, 1 coming up right after this as the leadoff hitter in this next inning. We'll see how he executes the rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, CeCe. And you just said it. R.J. Hamilton, Levi Clark, Tony Lira. It's 1-2-3 due up for Wareham in the top of the 5th, with the Anglers ahead of the Gatemen 3-2. With Joe Henry, I'm Adam Hipsky. Joe, Wareham, it's been a lot of extra base hits against Jack Gleason, but just 2 runs scratched across in 4 innings.
I think the biggest takeaway is that the Gatemen have been seeing the ball much better off of Gleason, but have at times maybe been over-aggressive. I'd love to see them drive this pitch count deep. This Chatham bullpen, by far, the worst in the Cape League, and they just had a big implosion yesterday against Bourne.
First pitch to Hamilton is golfed into deep center field. Palmise drifts back, squares up at the track, and makes the play. Another one that's a little bit uneasy if you're a pitcher, but R.J. Hamilton now 0 for 3 this evening.
It's tricky because, again, that's hard contact to the warning track, squared it up, hit it to center field. Good timing, clearly seeing the ball well, but it was the first pitch of the AB, first pitch of the inning. You're the leadoff man. You'd love to work a longer AB and just hopefully get Gleason out of this game sooner.
Brings up Levi Clark, right on right. Gleason winds and fires a first pitch fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Clark 2 for 2 today, a double in the first, single back in the third. Against Gleason, that's really just a 3-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, and a curve. The 1-0. Takes low. 2 balls and no strikes. Clark sporting a 6-game hit streak. Entered today on a 5-game hit streak. Extended it to 6. Just 2 batters in the top of the first. The 2-0. Downstairs, 3 balls, no strikes. Clark working a true hitter's advantage. That last pitch, Gleason's 51st of the evening. Joe, you said it, trying to drive these pitch counts up. Right now, Clark doing just that. 3 balls, no strikes. Out of the windup. Strike 1. Fastball bottom third. Clark hardly lifted the bat over his right shoulder.
And that's the right move there. The Gatemen have done so much better at drawing walks this past week, but not a single one so far today.
3-1. Fouled out of play right side, and Gleason has battled back. It was 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Counts 3-2, scores 3-2. Chatham with the 1-run advantage. We've reached the top of the 5th at Veterans Field. Gleason grips the ball in his right hand, now comes set. The black mitt over the belt, the pitch. Half swing, fouls it, puts it in play for a half second. It immediately takes a backward spin, and the count remains 3-2.
It's kind of like a pool shot with some backspin on it.
Absolutely. Wish my golf game had that kind of spin.
I've hit the golf ball backwards several times, personally.
Payoff. This is high. Clark works a walk. He's been aboard 3 times today in the top of the 5th. And the Gatemen have a base runner for the 5th straight inning.
He's been excellent, and it's not just the hard contact. Of course, you want to get on base and get extra bases when you can, and he's done that routinely this season. but the willingness to take a really long AB and force Dennis Cook out of the dugout and potentially make a pitcher's change.
And with one out in the top of the fifth, he takes the ball from Jack Gleason. New arm into the game for Chatham. We'll take a quick step aside. Anglers with a 3-2 edge over the Gatemen on the Wareham Gatemen Baseball Network.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Top of the fifth at Veterans Field, Chatham leads Wareham 3-2. Dennis Cook, the Anglers manager, makes his first call to the bullpen. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and it comes in the form of Terry Hayes Jr., the right-hander out of Ole Miss.
Making his second appearance of the summer, got roughed around a little bit the first time, allowed 5 hits, but a chance for the righty to set things straight, having to deal with the runner on base. Got a low 90s fastball, will work a cutter a lot of the time, throws nearly always the hard stuff, but will come in occasionally with a slider and on rare instances a changeup as well, but expect a lot of four-seamers and some cutters too.
Hayes started his college career at the JUCO level with Bellevue College in his home state of Washington, missed his freshman year with injury, and then transferred to Ole Miss before this past spring. With the Rebels, he made 7 appearances, 2 starts, pitched to a 5.06 ERA across 10 2/3. He enters for the second time this summer with the Anglers in a 1-out with 1 on in the top of the fifth.
This is a really big spot for a guy in Tony Lira who it feels like has really been swinging a better bat the past week. We know what he's capable of, a guy who was fantastic for Arizona, a second-team freshman All-American this past year's redshirt freshman year, an OPS well into the 900s, but this season not quite as much on the Cape, just a 182 batting average, but the double yesterday and a really deep fly out his last PA. Feels like he's trending the right direction, going to break through here soon.
Had the 2 RBI double yesterday. Third baseman from Arizona, but he's 1 for 8 against Chatham so far this summer. Hayes, right on right from the belt. The runner on first. First pitch, called a strike, outside corner, 93 miles per hour. And Lira behind 0-1. 0 for 2 today. Batting 182, slotted third in the lineup this evening. He hit 5th yesterday, bumped up a couple of spots. The 0-1. Tapped foul. Lira just gets a piece of it, goes fishing at the bottom of the zone. And now in a no-ball, 2-strike count. Anglers much better at home so far this summer. A 6-2 record at Veterans Field, opposed to a 3-7. Wins and losses on the road. The 0-2. Hayes pitch. Grounded, right side. Slow roller, Peoples charges at second. He gloves, goes on to first in time. Clark advances to second, but a 4-3 put out gives Chatham its second out of the inning and a good start for Terry Hayes.
It's kind of a half-hearted swing from Lira, but hit it softly enough so that Peoples had to charge and really only had to play at first, and it's a productive out. It advances the runner into scoring position. It gives a guy in Jason Wax, who has hit the ball in the air a couple of times, a chance to do so again.
Wax, left-handed hitter, first lefty that Hayes has faced, with a runner on second and 2 away. The pitch. Called strike, outside corner, 0-1. Wax 2 for his last 23. He's yet to record a hit against the Anglers. Clark paces off of second. Hayes comes home. Breaking ball tails to the inside corner. Wax looks at it for strike 2.
Really nasty off speed. Again, he only throws that 10% of the time. So not what Wax was looking for.
No balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, a runner on second. Hayes trying to shut the door. The pitch. Breaking ball, cut on and miss. A nasty curve to end the inning. Terry Hayes comes into the game, relieves the starter Jack Gleason, and retires back-to-back Wareham hitters to sit down the side. We're halfway home at Veterans Field. Top of the 5th, Wareham has no hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base. To the home half, the 2-3-4 hitters are due up for the Anglers against the reliever, Mark Brissy, when we return on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom of the 5th, Chatham leads Wareham 3-2. We welcome you back with Joe Henry. I'm Adam Hipsky. Mark Brissy back to the mound for his 2nd inning of work out of relief. Set to face the 2-3-4 hitters for the Anglers, lefty, righty, lefty, starting with Bino Waters out of the transfer portal on his way to LSU. First pitch from Brissy. Well inside. Gets past Nicolai, rolls all the way to the backstop for ball 1. Waters has been extremely productive today. 2 for 2, a couple of singles. His last drove in a pair of runs. That was in the bottom of the 2nd.
Now is a 10-game hit streak. It's the longest of anyone on either of these teams.
The 1-0 misses outside. Obviously, R.J. Hamilton with the longest on the Wareham side, but right now, that one in jeopardy. It's at 8 games, tries to extend it to 9 here tonight, but he's 0 for 3 so far. Brissy behind, 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch to Waters is fouled straight back into the netting. 2-1 on Waters, who's hit 300 this summer with Chatham. Drove in his 14th and 15th RBI of the summer. Brissy shakes off one suggestion from Nicolai. Now nods, comes home. Fastball misses low, and a hitter's advantage arrives to Bino Waters, 3-1.
Waters top 5 in the league in RBI and top 10 in average, and that's as a guy who's playing every single day.
In left field today for the Anglers. 3-1 out of the windup. It's fouled over our heads, and the count runs full to Bino Waters.
Almost had that one.
Had a ton of success against Peyton Lee. Sharply hit. It's the last runs Chatham has scored. It's the 2 RBI single from Waters. The payoff. Lined left side and out of play. Brissy went fastball, and Waters fights it away.
Waters transferred to LSU, as did Jason Wax. So there's 2/3 of your Tigers outfield next year.
Two of the most coveted transfers in college baseball. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Brissy goes with the cutter, and Waters comes up empty. There's one away in the bottom of the fifth.
He's had great stuff so far. 3 of the 4 batters he's faced, he has struck out. All by way of the K.
Brings up Junior Milwaukee, first baseman from Oregon, on his way to Georgia out of the transfer portal. Right on right, Brissy's first pitch is fouled right side, off the netting, and trickles into the dugout along the first base side. That's where Wareham's at this evening. First trip to Veterans Field this summer. The 0-1. Brissy collects himself, sends it home. Fastball misses low. Another one that gets past the glove of Nikolai. But with the bases clear, no threat, Nikolai stays in his crouch, gets a new ball from our home plate umpire, Brian D. Domenico. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Really does feel like an important one, especially as far as interdivision matchups go.
The 1-1. Hooking foul right side and out of play.
In a perfect world, if you're the Gatemen, the last place team in the West, you face a West team and beat them every day. But of course, you have to play the East about 40% of the time. And now 2 games back of the postseason, you really don't want to go 3 back.
Wareham searching for the win tonight. The 1-2. Fastball outside. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gatemen at 5-15 sit 4 points behind Katuitt. Currently sits in 4th place of the West at 6-12-2. 2-2 from Brissy. Swing and a miss. 4th strikeout of the day for Mark Brissy. And that's now 3 in a row dating back to the bottom of the 4th. And there's 2 away in the 5th.
He's been absolutely nasty, and he hasn't had to mix it up a lot. Just fastball, fastball, fastball. It has a little bit of ride in to righty hitters. I think they've struggled to pick it up. It's a pitch that's designed to get some ground balls, but certainly can get swing and miss as well.
The left-handed Ty Peoples digs in. Brissy into his motion. The pitch. Fastball clips the outside edge. Called strike, 0-1. Peoples, the second baseman that's on his way to Florida State out of the transfer portal. So Ty Peoples just finished up his spring with Georgia. The batter that preceded him, Junior Milwaukee, is on his way to Georgia. It's the 0-1, misses low. 1-ball, 1 strike. I guess that's just college baseball nowadays. Junior Milwaukee wants to learn more about Georgia. Well, his teammate Ty Peoples can tell him all about it, even though he's got his foot out the door. The 1-1 count. This is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's fun to imagine how different the dynamics are interpersonally now than they were 20 years ago when the transfer portal was not a thing.
The 2-1. Outside, hitter's advantage to Ty Peoples.
I mean, so many of these guys have been to 2, maybe 3 schools or head to their 4th, have seen it all. And it's cool that the Summer League can be an amalgamation of guys from all different levels at all different conferences combining to play the sport they love.
3-1, fly ball. Deep center field. Wax goes back, finally settles down, hit the wind and died. Wax makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning, but another excellent frame for Mark Brissy. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and nobody left on base. Through 5 at Veterans Field, it's Chatham with a 3-2 lead over Wareham.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Time for the top of the sixth at Veterans Field. We welcome you back with Joe Henry. I'm Adam Hipsky. 5-6-7 due up for the Gatemen. Cohen Nicolai, Foster Apple, and Drew Rogers facing the right-handed reliever Terry Hayes Jr. And Joe, Cohen Nicolai has been fantastic, has scored 2 of the Gatemen's 2 runs. One off the double in the second. He came around to score after the RBI single from Henry DeGiorgio. And the other, the solo shot to start things out in the top of the fourth. And now he leads off this inning.
He has 4 home runs now this year, and in the games in which he hit his first 3 home runs, the Gatemen took home wins. 3 of their 5 victories.
So 3 righties, Cohen Nicolai, followed by Foster Apple and Drew Rogers. That would be the minimum against Hayes. He's into his windup. First pitch to Nicolai is a fastball at 92, taken for a strike on the bottom third. 0-1 on Nicolai. Catcher with his 14th RBI last time up. That was on the solo home run. The 0-1. Looks at a ball low. That time Hayes goes to the slider, and the count's 1-1. Hayes kicks and fires. Tapped foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Before today, Cohen Nicolai's last hit came June 26th.
Yep.
That was against Falmouth. That was the go-ahead 3-run homer that gave the Gatemen the win.
That was 4 straight games that he had played in where he hadn't recorded a hit. 1-2. Low for ball 2. It hasn't been pretty for Nicolai, but today he clobbered the starter Jack Gleason twice. 2-2. This is low. And the count runs full to the leadoff man, Cohen Nicolai. Only 2 batters for the Gatemen today have yet to be retired. The other, Levi Clark, who drew a walk in his 3rd trip to the plate. Nicolai trying to do the same. Grounds it foul, left side.
Really impressed by his approach because he saw Gleason so well. Went first pitch swinging, went second pitch swinging against him, and to great success, double and a homer. But in this AB, that was the 6th pitch. That was his first swing.
3-2. Out of the windup. High fly ball. Popped into shallow right field. Peoples, the second baseman, back into the lights. Makes a head-high catch for the first out of the inning.
The right fielder, number 13, Foster Apple.
But still a good AB in that he forced 7 pitches from a guy in this relief pitcher who has not pitched a lot this summer. And in a Chatham bullpen that used 3 arms out of the pen yesterday.
Brissy trying to bring some stability on the Wareham pitching side. Hayes looking to do the same for Chatham. Right on right, first pitch to Foster Apple. It is a fastball inside at the hands. And the count's 1-0. Apple was hit by a pitch his last time up. That was against the starter Gleason. Still first time up and down through the order for Terry Hayes. The 1-0. Called strike. Cutter at the knees, and the count's 1-1.
Hadn't seen Apple in a while. Hadn't started the last 2 games. He had played his first 18.
Apple waves and misses at a slider. Hayes gets him to chase below the zone, and the count's 1-2.
Apple's 0 for his last 9.
The 1-2, trying to fix that. Grounded, off the backhand, snared by the second baseman Peoples. Gloves goes to first in time. It's 1-2.
Apple's 0 for his last 9.
The 1-2, trying to fix that. Grounded, off the backhand, snared by the second baseman Peoples. Gloves goes to first in time. Busy inning for Ty Peoples. It's back-to-back putouts that goes with the off speed. Keeps Paul Mees off balance, and the count evens at 2-2. One away in the bottom of the sixth. Brissy looks in, kicks and deals. Fastball low. Count runs full to Paul Mees.
It's not like Brissy's just nibbling at the zone. He's throwing a ton of strikes, but getting swings and misses.
Trying to get a swing and a miss here against the center fielder from East Tennessee State. In and out of the transfer portal, going from mid-major to high major. Against an SEC arm in Mark Brissy. The payoff. Swing and a miss. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, bottom third. And another one that is just overpowering these Chatham hitters. That's now the 6th strikeout of the game for Mark Brissy. 2 gone, bottom 6.
And again, he's throwing pitches in the strike zone, but they're just missing bats. He's not having to expand and try and draw a chase because he's able to get whiff by living in the zone.
Brings in Cole Johnson, the left-handed designated hitter. Out of the windup. Misses outside. Fastball at 91. Last batter in this Chatham lineup that hasn't faced Mark Brissy. The righty trying to go 9 up, 9 down to start his day. The 1-0. Middle. Called strike.
In that AB against Paul Mees, 6 pitches, 3 strikes. All of them were middle. And all were swings and misses.
He has not been afraid to pound the zone, forcing Chatham hitters to catch up to it. The 1-1. Low and inside. Johnson singled and scored back in the second. Lined out to R.J. Hamilton his last time up. The 2-1. Cut on and missed. Another fastball, this time on the outside edge. And Brissy again in a 2-strike count. Joe, you think fastball here?
If I had to bet.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, bases clear. From the windup, Brissy's pitch does go fastball, but it misses up and away.
You could tell he really wanted that one. He kind of jumped off the mound. He knew it as he let it go that he wasn't able to pull it in the zone enough. Kind of slipped out early.
That release point, smidge too much on the arm side. Payoff with 2 away. This is outside. First blemish of Mark Brissy's day. It's a full count free pass. And Chatham has its first base runner since the 3rd inning. And it's Cole Johnson who takes his trot down the first base line.
It's a really good AB. Brissy had some kind of bad misses in this inning, where he's obviously getting plenty of strikes and swings and misses in the zone, but some non-competitive balls. That AB, I mean, everything either in the zone or really close, just some good takes from Johnson.
So now the second time through the order for Mark Brissy's day, it's Dre Barrett, the 3rd baseman from Southern Miss, swings from the right side. First pitch from the stretch, fastball inside. Brissy losing a pinch of velocity from the stretch, that fastball at 93. Cole Johnson off of first, a base stealing threat. He's 2 for 2 in those attempts this summer. Going against a catcher, Cohen Nicolai, who has caught just 3 runners in 17 attempts. So the 1-1 misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Barrett. Nicolai just an 18% caught stealing rate.
Johnson 2 for 2 this summer on stolen bases.
Brissy takes a look over the left shoulder. Comes home with the 2-0. Fastball called strike. Inside corner. Barrett 0 for 1 today. Walked and scored in the second, struck out swinging in the 4th. That was Mark Brissy's first batter of the day. The 2-1. Outside. Hitter's advantage to Dre Barrett and a 3-1 count. Anglers trying to hang on to this 3-2 lead. They had a 1-0 lead against Bourne yesterday before the Braves scored 9 of the game's next 10 runs. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Inside, back-to-back free passes off the right hand of Mark Brissy. And Chatham threatening late in the 6th. Eric Luxus to the top step of the dugout, brings the entire infield in. No arms loosening down the right field line for the Gatemen, and Luxus calls for time. And he'll bring the entire infield in.
I mean, he's been so dominant. I don't think you even consider taking him out at this point. You really need length. Gatemen are playing in their second game in a 5-game stretch where they're playing every single day. After the rain out of this game on Tuesday, the rescheduling for today takes away what would have been an off day today.
Yep.
So you use all those arms yesterday. In a perfect world, it's Lee Brissy, and that's it. On the pitching side, Lee didn't quite have it, only went 3 innings, but hopefully you can still get at least 4 here from Brissy. You would have to close this one out and then pitch the 7th as well. But, I mean, he had been perfect until these 2 walks. And on these 2 walks, with the exception of maybe that final pitch in the second AB, all of the misses have been close. The Chatham hitters have just been more patient because they had whiffed so much at him the first time around.
Pitch count for Brissy up to 49, relieving the starter Peyton Lee, who gave the Gatemen 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned. Tossed 59 pitches, and Mark Brissy just 10 away from hitting that mark. Mound visit breaks. Mound belongs to Brissy, the right-hander, facing Caden Dosa, the right fielder. That's 0 for 2 today. It'll be right on right with runners on first and second and 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. Brissy takes 2 looks at second, goes forward. First pitch swung on, grounded foul left side. 0-1.
Certainly the guy you want to face, and the guy also that you have to get out with Rispoli looming on deck. Dosa just 5 for 42 this season.
0 for 1 against Brissy today. Grounded out on a comebacker to the pitcher.
Dosa 18 Ks, just 2 walks.
Brissy pounded the zone early. That was his 50th pitch of the day. The 0-1. Outside for ball 1. Cole Johnson off of second. Dre Barrett on first. Both reached off the walk from Brissy. First 2 base runners that the reliever has surrendered in this game. Started his evening 8 up, 8 down. The 1-1 to Dosa. Inside, gets past Nikolai, skips off the backstop. Each runner advances 90 feet. And Mark Brissy hasn't allowed a hit in 2 2/3 to start his day, Joe, but a base hit here with 2 away, and he can easily surrender 2 games. And for the Anglers, that would break this game open in a 3-2 score right now.
Certainly would. Can't afford it, and we've talked about it all day. There have been, I think, 4 passed balls now on just poor pitches. Any pitch that's in the dirt or to the backstop here is going to score a run.
Dosa has yet to record an RBI this summer. And a prime opportunity here. A 2-1 count. Brissy, a deep breath from the first base side of the rubber. Comes home. Fly ball, right field. Foster Apple comes in, settles under it. Makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. Chatham threatens late. Brissy shuts the door. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and 2 runners left on base through 6 at Veterans Field, and the Anglers have a 3-2 edge on the visiting Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repairs specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962 2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
It's a battle of bulk relief arms as we head to the top half of the 7th from Veterans Field. Joe Henry here alongside Adam Hipsky to take you the rest of the way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The Anglers lead at 3-2. The Gatemen leading in the hits column 5-4. As Terry Hayes Jr. readies for his 3rd inning of work, and immediately before the leadoff hitter Henry DiGiorgio is able to dig into the left-handed batter's box, he's got some issues with the pitch comm. Is going to walk over to the 3rd baseline to get things sorted out.
And we saw YD have issues with that a ton yesterday.
And on the Gateman side, Mark Brissy now through 3 innings without allowing a single hit. Ran into some trouble, 2 walks in the frame to close out the 6th, but gets out of the jam, and boys, he had his strikeout stuff working.
And that fastball, when you can throw it for a strike, everyone, at this level can throw their fastball for a strike. But when you can throw it and get waves and misses, that's huge.
Terry Hayes with just 1 strikeout through 2 innings of work as he begins his 3rd with the ball outside to DiGiorgio. But he's been just as effective. The Gatemen have been shut down here for a little bit after a Cohen-Naklai solo homer to lead off the 4th. They have not plated a run since. Showing bunt is DiGiorgio. He fouls it straight back.
He's tried it a couple of times, and as have most Gatemen hitters in positions like this, just hasn't looked smooth at all.
Has not looked natural for Gatemen hitters trying to play some small ball this season. The 1-1. Smoked into right field, tailing is going to be just foul, but heading over to the corner and all the way at the fence, unable to make the play, was Caden Dose. He gave that a big run. It was just over this little chain link fence in right field in foul territory. He had a long, long run to make, covered a ton of ground. Didn't think he was going to have a play on that at all.
No, and I'm not sure he did either. He continued to run. I think he was expecting to run out of room way sooner, but he didn't. Just couldn't make the catch.
The count 1-2. DiGiorgio spoils off a high fastball from Hayes. Staying alive. He had the RBI infield single in the 2nd to open up the scoring for Wareham. And drive in Cohen-Naklai, who has touched home 2 times, and that's resembled in the runs figure for the Gatemen on the scoreboard. Trailing by 1 here in the top half of 7. DiGiorgio spoils off an off-speed pitch, foul down the 1st base line. The lefty out of Northeastern, hoping to provide a spark here for the Gatemen as we enter the last 3 innings of this one. Takes outside, and he's run the count even at 2. Rising junior, who grew into a starting role with the Huskies, started 32 games this year after just 5 as a freshman, and his output improved. Looking to do so again here. Swings and misses at a high fastball, 1 away in the top of 7. Terry Hayes doing what Mark Brissy has done, getting a lot of swing and miss on the heater.
And faces a left-handed hitter. Only other one has been Jason Wax, who he also got to strike out swinging. So it's certainly a good start for Terry Hayes. And Wareham's recently had more success against bullpens. Today it's feeling like the starter.
Working quickly, Hayes twirls and fires a first pitch strike on the inside corner to Carter Groen. And this Chatham bullpen has an ERA over 6 on the season. They walked in the winning run against Harwich a few days ago. They gave up 9 runs to Bourne yesterday in the loss. Off speed fits in for a strike, Groen down 0-2. But the Gatemen have not been able to get through against the Anglers relief arms. It's a Gatemen offense that's been great late in games at home, not so on the road. The 0-2 spoiled off by Groen. Hit startlingly near my car in the parking lot down the first base line. but I don't hear any sirens. The 0-2 once more. Hayes yields a ground ball towards short on a few hops. Coming in and making the play over to first is Rob Rispoli for out number 2.
Yeah, Rispoli looks comfortable. Just his second start of the summer at shortstop. That time charges, makes a nice play. And Carter Groen now an 0 for 3 today, on the verge of his first hitless outing with the Gatemen.
Another guy on the verge of a hitless outing, R.J. Hamilton, and that's noteworthy because he's got an 8-game hit streak that he's trying to extend here. And this is the exact guy that, of course, you'd want up leading off an inning like this, down by 1 late in the game, but you also would want on, or up rather, with 2 down as he takes a fastball, first pitch, inside corner. If he can leg out an infield single, you know he can steal second. We saw him steal second and third on consecutive pitches against YD in the loss yesterday. And boom, he gets on. He's like an instant runner in scoring position. The 0-1, swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Certainly has not looked as comfortable tonight as he has the past week. Hamilton, a guy who's played just about everywhere, infield and outfield, getting the start at second base today. And at the plate, 0 for 3 so far. The 0-2, a wave and a miss. Nasty stuff from Terry Hayes. R.J. Hamilton has no match for the reliever for the Anglers. He keeps Chatham up 3-2 as we head to the bottom of 7. The Anglers hoping to pile on. Mark Brissy is going to come out. We'll have the new pitcher after this.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Number 3, the shortstop.
It is Mark Brissy back out for a 4th inning of work after a dominant first 3 frames and hoping to keep this game where it stands. 3-2 the Anglers lead as we head to the home half of the 7th. The sun has more than set over Anglers Field here, Veterans Field, and a gray fog beginning to descend upon Chatham. There have been fog outs in the past. There was already a fog out this year. First pitch swinging is the leadoff man Rispoli into foul territory. Lira overran it, and the ball drops. That should have been an out from Lira, about 7 or 8 feet into foul ground and onto the outfield grass.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of an uncomfortable situation for Tony Lira. Usually a first baseman, moved to the other corner of the infield at third. Used to playing with foul ground more to the right. That time it was to the left. Didn't have a great read on it. Watched it fall for strike 1.
First time a ball has been hit his way all game for a lefty-heavy Chatham lineup. But Rispoli, a righty, will take ball 1 from Brissy to even the count. Brissy has already struck out 6. He has faced just 10 hitters in 3 innings, or rather 11 hitters. 2 walks, no hits, has been dominant. Both walks came in the last frame as he fits a fastball in outside corner and is ahead 1-2. But starting to dial it back in, and boy, did the Gatemen need it, especially after exhausting the bullpen yesterday. 1-2 to Rispoli. The pitch just inside to even the count. Really tough matchup for Brissy against a guy with as good an eye as anyone on Cape Cod this summer. Now 2-2, ball swatted, foul. Look out, first base coach. Went just by his head and against the chain link fence, stays 2-2. Rispoli, the best walk to strikeout ratio in the league. Has the second most walks of anybody on the Cape. Has already walked today. In both the first and second inning, came around to score in the first. Now trying to start something for the Anglers in the bottom half of the seventh. The 2-2 misses well inside, nearly hit him at the knees. And it runs the count full.
I have to imagine this will be Brissy's last inning of work. His next pitch will be his 60th of the day.
Going up against that dangerous top part of the order. The 3-2 misses well inside again. In fact, it may have gotten Rispoli on the hand. Regardless, he will take his base, a leadoff runner aboard for a Chatham team that loves to run.
Yeah, I think it did get him because it sounded like it could have clipped the knob of the bat, but Rispoli's continuing to shake his right hand. A little bit of pain and prompts a mound visit from Eric Luxus.
There has been activity in the Gatemen bullpen, which is down the right field line, just into foul territory. Brissy tossing the ball up to himself and a little bit of frustration as the infield convenes, and Luxus will take the ball from him. Brissy will walk off after 3+ great innings, but with 3 walks, he has the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 7th. New arm coming in for the Gatemen. We'll have a name for you after this on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
It's time for a Cape League debut. With 3 lefties due up for the Anglers and a runner on first, nobody out in the bottom of the 7th, trying to add to a 3-2 lead. Sahil Patel, for the first time, sports the Gateman uniform and tries to come in a big spot.
6 foot, 190-pounder. You just said it, Joe, in a very big spot. It's a 3-2 game, trying to shut the door with a runner on and nobody out. Just completed his 2nd season with Ohio State. Pitched to an 8.71 ERA across 20 2/3. Primarily a reliever, but did start 3 games for the Buckeyes. Wasn't a good Ohio State team, but got plenty of usage out of the pen for the Buckeyes. Gave up 22 hits in those 22 2/3. 22 runs, and 20 of them earned. 26 strikeouts in 20 2/3, so a little bit of swing and miss stuff for the lefty out of Ohio State.
Stands 6 foot flat on the first base side of the rubber, 190 pounds and a high release point. Towing off against a trio of southpaws for Chatham, numbers 2, 3, and 4 in the order, starting with a guy in Bino Waters who has been as good a hitter as anyone on the Cape this summer. This is a big matchup for Patel to start off his Cape League career.
And I think for Ryan Smythe, he probably would have liked a little bit more out of his Razorback duo in Peyton Lee and Mark Brissy. But Patel, maybe get a little bit of length out of him. Finish this game out.
Each arm allowed 3 free passes and kind of ran up the pitch count. And while Brissy's stuff was nasty, neither went quite as far as you would have liked. Patel's first pitch into Waters is well inside. Rubs him off the plate, 1-0. Rispoli, the runner on first. Ball spiked in the dirt. Coming out is Nikolai. Advancing is the runner. Sliding in safely is Rispoli, who quickly made the decision to advance on a pitch that was blocked by Nikolai. Came back out towards the third baseline a little bit into fair territory. Nikolai charged, made a good throw, but not in time.
And if a pitch ever gets past Nikolai, that's an easy 90 feet. That time Nikolai blocked it, kept it in front of him, but Rispoli was still aware enough to take off, advances to second. It was a close play, but needed a better throw from Nikolai. Put it on the money to Giorgio's tag. A little bit too late.
So 2-0 the count. Patel missed well inside and then low. Trying to settle in. Hard to do so against a guy as good as Bino Waters. Waters 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles. Hitting north of 300 in his Cape League campaign. Patel looks back and now fires forward. Line drive right side, past the diving glove of Clark and into right field. Rounding third is Rispoli, and he will score. Chatham will add to his lead. It is 4-2 Anglers in the 7th.
And Bino Waters just keeps hitting. This guy's been unreal for Chatham today. Now a 3-hit day and a couple of singles where each drove in runs. The one in the second was a 2 RBI single. This time drives home Rispoli, second run of the game for the shortstop. And Chatham right now gives them some insurance in the 7th.
Much needed for a team that has had its fair share of late game collapses of late. And against a Wareham team that has struggled to produce runs late in games on the road. Patel sets and fires a first pitch fastball to Junior Luwaki.
So that last at-bat makes Mark Brissy's line final. Gave up a run without allowing a hit. 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 6 strikeouts.
The 0-1 spiked in the dirt, but saved by Nikolai. Does not allow Waters to advance. He's the runner on first after driving in Rispoli. And that run doesn't score if there isn't another wild pitch / pass ball between Patel and Nikolai. It's been an issue all day. 1-1, another pitch spike. Nikolai loses it, taking off his Waters, and he will trot in standing up to second base. Another runner in scoring position with nobody out.
I think right now for Chatham, it's just keep going until Cohen Nikolai throws you out, because there's been a couple of 50-50 ones where maybe you go, maybe you don't, but they keep running. I think they're forcing the defense to make a play.
Meanwhile, Satel has definitely struggled with the command so far. He's been put into a rough spot. Looks home, the 2-1 gets another swing and a miss from Luwaki. So when he's finding the zone, the fastball has looked good, but the off-speed stuff has been spiked a couple of times. Luwaki 0 for 3 on the day in his second game as an Angler this summer. Patel, a long stare home. Now throws, comebacker right at him. He's going to hold the runner. He's got him in a rundown. Goes to third for Lira. The running heading back for second. It's going to be a close play. They got him on the tag. Lira fired to Hamilton very late. Waters nearly retreated. That would have been disastrous. But instead, it's a first out of the inning as Luwaki reaches safely.
Yeah, I thought Bino Waters had gotten under that tag. Patel didn't really look the runner back. Instead, he just went to third. He did look at the runner, and Waters stayed put. And then went to Lira, and Lira didn't have a great throw, but they still apply the tag. All in all, things worked out for Wareham, but could have been much worse.
It's a tough situation to put Lira into, a guy who hasn't really played third base, being put into an unusual live action situation, a rundown. First pitch fouled back by Ty Peoples, who's 0 for 3 today. And Waters was definitely closer to second base than he was to third, so Patel probably should have charged a little closer and then thrown back to second. But as you said, it works out. One down, now a runner on first in Luwaki. The pitch to Peoples misses high and spikes down in the dirt. Nikolai lost it for a second, but Luwaki will stay put. Luwaki's 6'5", 265, so not the biggest stolen base threat.
No, not at all. And that one did not get away from Nikolai. He kept it in front of him, lost it for a second, but yeah, that one you certainly understand why Milwaukee stays put.
It's now 1-1 to Peoples in a little mound meeting as Naklai comes up and gives Patel a pat on the thigh, trying to tell him to calm down a little bit here, settle in. The stuff has been a bit wild. Already a few pitches that Naklai has lost in the dirt. The umpire's talking to Naklai, and now Ryan Smythe's creeping out of the first base dugout towards the first base line. I think potentially talking about a delay of game.
Well, that's the second time that Naklai has come out and talked things over with Patel. And if it's due to a pitch comm issue or, something along those lines, you get it for free. And that's what Naklai was saying, and that's why Brian DiDomenico said we're all good to Ryan Smythe.
The meeting subsides. The 1-1 from Patel misses well high. Good snag from Naklai. That certainly would have advanced Milwaukee to second. Patel has missed high twice in a row now. The fastball has been missing high. The off-speed has been missing low. Trying to center his sights. With the 2-1 to Peoples. Floated in the air high, but not terribly deep to right field. Charging in. And now settling is R.J. Hamilton at second base on the fringe of the outfield grass for out number 3 to end the inning as we head to the top of 8. But before we do, let's check in one more time with our sideline reporter, CeCe Gabriel, has an update with us. CeCe, what you got?
Oh, thanks, Joe. It's game 21 of 40 for Wareham, which means they're just over the halfway point of the 2026 season. With a grueling schedule of at least 5 games a week, I talked to Gatemen pitching coach Eric Luxus about the balance for players between rest and baseball. He told me it's about taking the time to reset off the field, but still stick to the parts of their regimen, like hitting the gym on the off days, and that's exactly what his players have been doing. He said the reason his players are here is because they're leaders, and they have to decide if they'll stick to their routine every single day. It's another night of CCBL baseball, and the Gatemen follow closely behind. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, CeCe. I wonder if you've ever considered that your name is in CCBL. You just said it, and I thought you were signing off as yourself. CCBL.
CeCe Gabriel.
CeCe Gabriel. We're on the verge of something big here in Chatham.
What a breakthrough.
And hopefully so are the Gatemen as we head to the top of the 8th. Chatham added on one more in the bottom of 7. They now lead it 4-2 over the Gatemen. Wareham still searching for its first road win of the season, now officially 20 full games through, and they're going to have to finally get through to a guy in Terry Hayes, now entering his 4th inning of work, who has been nothing short of stellar for the Anglers.
No hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He looks really good. And the fastball and cutter, there's not really much of a change in velocity with those two, and it keeps these Wareham hitters on one side. You're expecting the fastball or expecting a pitch that's in the low 90s when it comes to velocity. Now on the flip side of it, you don't know if it's going to cut or if it's going to ride on you, which keeps Gatemen hitters really off balance. It's the first time they've seen a guy that mixes and matches 2 high-speed pitches as much as this guy, and right now Hayes has had a ton of success.
The Gatemen have the exact part of the order they'd want up in this situation. Levi Clark will lead it off. He's 2 for 2 with a walk today. Has reached base safely 3 straight times as Hayes sets and fires a fastball high and out to Clark, ball 1. Tony Lira will be next, then Jason Wax, and of course Cohen Naklai having a huge day. Looms as the 4th batter if someone can get on. The Gatemen down by 2. The 1-0 swung right through by Clark. Got a piece of it right back into the mitt. It's 1-1. Clark having one of his best games as a Gateman. A guy in his 2nd year with Wareham who had 25 hits last year. Again, just gets a piece of a fastball, and it's 1-2. Clark, a native of Marietta, Georgia, playing his college ball with the Volunteers at Tennessee. And in the summers, with the Gatemen. The 1-2, wave and a miss and an off-speed pitch well off the plate. Terry Hayes has been nasty the past couple of frames. 1 down.
And that one gets Levi Clark to chase well outside of the zone. And Clark kind of took it like a wand, trying to cast a spell on the left-handed batter's box. That was the ugliest swing that Levi Clark has put on a pitch today.
The bar was very high for that mark of ugliest swing. He has been exceptional. Tony Lira has his tower buzzed for a moment. Fastball high and inside for ball one. Hayes has been behind on hitters routinely, but has caught back up to them. Has gotten soft contact and now has started to get a lot of swing and miss. He does so here to even up the count against Lira. Another off-speed pitch towards the left-handed batter's box that he swings and is unable to make contact with. Working quickly, Hayes sets and fires from the windup, bottom of the strike zone, strike two with the cutter. So again, starts 1-0 and then goes up 1-2 in the count. Great job of settling into these ABs. Now the 1-2 misses high to Lira. The lights here at Veterans Field beginning to pick up a little bit of mist as the fog sets in, but not enough to obstruct play. 1-2 once more, misses low. Rather, the 2-2, so now the count run full.
Right now, if you're Chatham, I think you're okay either way. If the fog rolls in and this game gets called early, then the Anglers would pick up the win, but you're also just 5 outs away.
The payoff. Spoiled foul by Lira. Behind home plate towards the first base side. We'll do it again. You told me about a time this season where there was a fog out that had quite a lot of controversy behind it.
Yeah, Hyannis down 2, scored 3 runs in the top half of the inning. Game gets called, reverts back to the last full inning completed. Chatham wins 4-2 after being down 5-4.
The payoff once more. Golfed into right center field. Charging in is the right fielder. Able to make the play is Caden Dosa for out number 2. That one hung up, the wind now blowing in on right field.
Caden Dosa's played a really good right field today. Bino Waters and Jamie Palmise have maybe made a couple of plays that Dennis Cook would like them to have back, but Caden Dosa has answered the call at every single point. It's a really good defense that Chatham trots out today, and they've showed it so far. It's been a clean game.
10 straight batters retired by Hayes. First pitch swinging goes Jason Wax, floats it foul left side, giving chase our 3 Chatham defenders. An over-the-head attempt made unsuccessfully by the third baseman, Barrett.
I just said they played a good, clean game defensively. That would have been stealing an out. That was not a play that Barrett should have made. Would have just added to an otherwise very good game for Chatham on the defensive side.
Only base runner allowed by Hayes was a walk to Levi Clark, his second batter faced. Since then, has been perfect. As he sets and fires with a leg kick. Wax pops it up to the left side of the infield. Coming in is Rispoli, and now Barnett cuts him off, and he dropped it. The ball falls right between the two as Barnett tried to swoop in with a grab to end the inning, but not so.
Yeah. Guess I jinxed him right there. I said it was a clean game defensively that time. Listen, the lights are on. You said the mist. It's becoming a much harder field to defend. That's probably one that Chatham wishes they had back and also feels like they probably should have been out of the inning. See if it goes down as a hit or an error. Comes in as an E5.
Charged to Dre Barrett, the third baseman. And it brings up Cohen Nikolai in a big spot. Takes strike one. Boy, has he done damage in moments like these. 2 for 3 on the day with a double and a home run. And now he represents the tying run with 2 down in the 8th. Pickoff from Hayes. Checking in on Wax. Dives in safely at first. We talked about it. When Nikolai does big things, this Gatemen team wins. Another check over from Hayes.
So far in the 3 games that Cohen Nikolai has hit a home run in, they've won the game. On the verge of losing that streak today.
0-1, the pitch. Cut on and grounded towards short on 2 hops. Rispoli will go the easy way. Right to second base for the force, an easy enough play to end the inning. So the Gatemen get a runner on an E5 on a pop-up, but Terry Hayes, as he's done all day so far, able to get out of the jam. Chatham leads 4-2 as we head to the bottom of 8. Anglers trying to add on more. Wareham fighting for its first road win.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Sahil Patel on for a second inning of work as he tries to limit the Anglers as they lead 4-2 over the Gatemen in the bottom of the 8. Dark skies now, but a still crowded Veterans Field as the Anglers hope to advance to over 500 for the first time in a few games. And the Gatemen hope to scratch across their first road win. Joe Henry here with you alongside Adam Hipsky as Patel, the lefty, gets set to face off against a fellow southpaw and Harlan Hovatter to start off the 8th. 5-6-7 due up as Patel sets and deals a first pitch fastball, swung on and fouled back out of play down the third base side.
And listen, Wareham's down 2, but certainly an interesting spot for Patel to be in. You know, what do you have? It's a new arm for the Gatemen, starting to lose a couple of guys, some high leverage guys at that. Connor Mohan done for the summer. Can Patel slide into his role?
Patel sets and fires. Another foul ball down the left side, but this could be playable. Coming over and unable to make the play to Giorgio. He had a long run from short, came all the way over to the third base side, and Cade Elam, who subbed in at third, kind of ducked out of the way. DeGiorgio called it off, tried to swoop in, but as we've seen a few times now at that exact part of the field in foul territory, third base side, no one able to come up with it.
Yeah, we're not over there, Joe. Those are two plays that I think if you ask Henry DeGiorgio and Dre Barrett, the third baseman for Chatham, that they both probably felt like they could have and should have had it, but losing it a bit in the lights.
So it's 0-2 to Hovatter. Patel sets at the waist, peers home, and departs a high off-speed pitch for ball one. Patel hoping to strike out a guy who leads the league in strikeouts. The 1-2 swung on and popped once more third base side. This could be playable. Elam has to charge into the infield grass, and this time he will make the play for out number 1.
Yeah, but it wasn't clean. Elam had to bend his wrist backwards because he didn't have a great read on it. That time it was in fair ground, so had he not made the play, Hovatter would have reached base, unlike the one previously where there was no harm done, but Elam makes the first out of the inning.
Certainly have to wonder the degree to which the fog is affecting some of these shallow fly balls. Patel's first offering, a swing and a miss to Jamie Palmise, the number 6 hitter. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks on the day. Chatham up 4-2 here in the bottom of 8th. Hoping to add on. Showing bunt is Palmise. He'll pull back. Fastball down the middle. Patel in front 0-2.
He's pounding the strike zone. That's what you can do to this portion of the Chatham lineup. 5-6-7 right now with the 6th hitting Paul Mees. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Patel looking for a K. Fastball misses away, 1-2. Second inning of work for the lefty came on with a runner on last frame after Brissy left. Struggled with the command at first, but is looking a lot better now. A big swing and a miss at a curveball in the dirt. And Patel gets a strikeout for out number 2.
First one of the summer for Sahil Patel. 2 gone, and I think right now, through the first 4 batters that he's faced, like what you've seen if you are Eric Luxus, Ryan Smythe, as first half of the season, you're trying to figure out your pitching staff. Now, second half, you have to do the same thing with a new group of guys.
Patel sets and fires an off-speed pitch that misses just high. To Cole Johnson comes up with nobody on and 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. The Anglers leading it 4-2. Johnson with a single and a walk on the day. It's been a tough out as he takes low 2-0. Cape League's different than it was 20 years ago when guys would come here and pretty much always stay the whole summer. Now there's so much movement. There's stuff like Team USA. Obviously, there's the MLB draft.
The transfer portal.
Patel yields a fly ball to right field. Should be pretty routine. Running over and able to make the play is Foster Apple. About 20 paces to his left towards the right field line. Patel goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of 8th. Last 3 chances for the Gatemen here in the top of the 9th. They're 0-9 on the road, hoping to change that here, trailing 4-2 to the Anglers.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
The Gatemen chasing 2 as we head to the top of 9 from Veterans Field in Chatham, MA. Gatemen trail at 4-2 and bring up the 6, 7, 8 hitters with just 3 outs to go. Foster Apple leads things off in the right-handed batter's box. Terry Hayes will stay on for the Anglers. First pitch swinging a line out right to the third baseman, Dre Barrett, stationed just on the edge of the infield grass. A laser for an out number 1.
That's just a tough one. Probably the hardest hit ball that Wareham has put on the reliever, Terry Hayes. Excuse me, got something caught in my throat right there, some Chatham air. Woo! But yeah, just a bad break for Foster Apple.
The fog not just affecting infielders, but broadcasters too, as Hipsky lets out a cough.
We're back.
And Hayes lets go a first pitch ball outside to Drew Rogers, who has certainly struggled the past week plus, has today, strikeout and a couple of flyouts, but a chance to redeem himself and get on in the 9th. The Gatemen down by 2. Hayes has worked quickly, twirls in a curveball for a strike.
It's looked really good. He has mixed his secondary pitches in extremely well.
Stealing a lot of strikes with front door curveballs. Did so there. Now the 1-1. Sets and fires just low to Rogers. Ahead 2-1 now.
What a treat this would be for Dennis Cook if he can get out of here using just 2 arms. Jack Gleason didn't have his best stuff, but man, Hayes has been awesome.
Hayes fires in another off speed on the inside corner. He has gone to it often for strikes, not for swing and miss. 2-2 the count to Rogers. The Gatemen down to their last 2 outs. Righty on righty. Hayes nods and readies for home. The pitch fouled back. Count stays at 2. Rogers DHing today after a day off yesterday against Yarmouth Dennis. Guy who needs a hit in a bad way, a team that needs a hit in a bad way. They have not had one against Terry Hayes. Swinging a foul. Straight back, he stays alive once more. Takes a quick trot around the circle and centers himself, takes a deep breath. Puts the foot to the back line of the right-handed batter's box. And readies for the firing from Hayes. Outside corner, strike 3. And the Gatemen are down to their last out. Paint from Terry Hayes to set down Rogers.
And Rogers struggling as a catcher, not an everyday guy, just kind of rotating between him, Cohen Nicolai, and Levi Clark. And right now just not seeing the ball how he would have liked. And Wareham needs a hit right now with DeGiorgio.
A last gasp for the Gatemen as Henry DeGiorgio, the lefty, takes an off speed for strike 1 on the outside corner. Hayes has been money with that pitch all night long. He came in the 5th. Has given up a walk, allowed a base runner on an error, and that's it. Pitch misses outside 1-1. DeGiorgio, meanwhile, started things off on a great note for the Gatemen. Infield single that drove in the team's first run, but since then the offense largely dormant. The 1-1 from Hayes. Another curveball golfed into left center field and dropping for a base hit. So the Gatemen stay alive off the bat of DeGiorgio. His second hit of the day is going to bring Carter Groen to the plate.
And believe it or not, that's Wareham's first hit since the 4th inning and first against Terry Hayes. And I guess they were going to let him go until he allowed a hit because now Chatham looks to be making a call to the bullpen.
A guy who has been so dominant these past 4+ innings, getting fist bumps from his teammates. Has the ball taken from his hands by Dennis Cook as a reliever trots in to try and shut the door for the Anglers. First 2 out, and now a single from DeGiorgio. The Gatemen have one on with 2 down in the 9th, trying to do something here as the Anglers make a switch. We'll have the pitcher and the conclusion after this on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
The Anglers trying to shut the door closed in the top of the ninth, and they turn to a new arm to do so. Leading by 2, but with a runner on first and 2 outs, they turn to Collins Black.
Now, all Black needs to do is get 1 out against the 9th hitting Carter Groen for Wareham. He's a 6'2", 215-pound righty from NC State, originally from Cary, North Carolina. Has made 7 appearances this summer exclusively out of the bullpen. Has pitched to a 4.76 ERA across 5 2/3 innings of work.
Biggest AB of Carter Groen's brief Gatemen tenure. The rising senior committed to Pitt from LaSalle. Digs into the right-handed batter's box. Swings the bat and comes set. Black looks home and fires a first pitch inside corner, strike 1. DeGiorgio is the runner on first with decent speed, but the Gatemen need 2. 2 down in the 9th, 4-2 Chatham. Black peers home, starts the windup, fires a swing and a miss from Groen. The Gatemen are down to their last strike.
It's an increase in velocity from what they saw in Hayes. This fastball is sitting mid-90s.
Infield position deep, just looking for 1 more out. Black's 0-2. Inside corner, strike 3 looking, and the Anglers are able to close it out 4-2 the final as the Gatemen remain winless on the road, now 0-10 to start the season.
Gatemen out-hit the Anglers 6-5, but Bino Waters, a 3-for-4 day with 3 RBIs, all 3 singles, timely hits for the left fielder on his way to LSU. That was the difference today in Chatham's win, in addition to outstanding pitching from Terry Hayes Jr. He was unreal.
Jack Gleason made his second start of the season against Wareham, and while they struggled to see him the first time, they had a lot more success the second time. They get into an Anglers bullpen that ranks last in the league in collective ERA, and yet they're unable to get through against Terry Hayes, who was just brilliant. This lineup, as we've seen so often on road games, just going dormant for the last few innings. We saw it the last time they were on the road against Bourne.
Yeah, threw 4 1/3 Terry Hayes and didn't walk a single guy. And that's what Wareham, as a pitching staff collectively, has struggled with. Didn't allow a walk, just 1 hit, and it was the 1-2 DeGiorgio there in the 9th. I mean, he was spectacular. It's tough to win games when you're dominated that thoroughly in the back half, and today the Anglers controlled the crucial innings, and that was the difference, Joe.
On one end, a pitching staff that worked so hard to avoid walking hitters. And on the other side, a pitching staff in Wareham that really struggled with its command today collectively. All 3 pitchers that threw did not quite have it. Peyton Lee walked 3, Brissy walked 2 and hit a batter. And Patel really struggled with command when he came in. And while they pitched a good game overall, only gave up 4 collective runs, just wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't. Wareham left a runner on base in 7 of the 9 innings. They had the opportunities, just couldn't capitalize. Got to scratch them across. Timely hitting was a weakness through the first 10-12 games of the summer, and it was again today.
Levi Clark, Cohen Naklai, and Henry DeGiorgio each tally at least 2 hits, but other than that, the Gatemen offense very dormant. The rest of the group did not get a single hit. 4-2 the final, 6-5. The Gatemen led the Anglers, but Chatham on top of the Gatemen tonight. The search for a first road win will continue. The Gatemen now 0-10 away from home. 5-16 overall. Some thank yous to give out before we wrap up for my partner Adam Hipsky, our producers Sydney Ryder, Nick Griffin, Jocelyn Mejia, and of course the third single hit. 4-2 the final, 6-5. The Gatemen led the Anglers, but Chatham on top of the Gatemen tonight. The search for a first road win will continue. The Gatemen now 0-10 away from home. 5-16 overall. Some thank yous to give out before we wrap up for my partner Adam Hipsky, our producers Sydney Ryder, Nick Griffin, Jocelyn Mejia.